Okay, so this is arms and shoulders, which is day 3 for the month of November. We're going to start with triceps, go to biceps, and then hit shoulders. We have 3 exercises, 3 rounds each set. Number 1 is our rope tricep pull down. Slight hinge, we're not going to stand as upright, but we're not super hinged. Slight hinge forward, we're still tucking our elbows, squeezing our armpits so our elbows stay under our shoulders. Pull down and back up. Pull down and back up. You're not going all the way up because your elbows move. Squeeze, exhale down, kind of separate across the hips. Exercise number 2 is a plank walk up. So start in a high plank, down, down, up, up, tricep push up. Other side starts, down, down, up, up. Drop to your knees for your tricep push up if you need to, just like that. Alternate the arm that starts down and up in between each rep. And number 3, grab this handle. The red lever is at your wrist. I like split stance. The arm that I'm working is the leg that's back. Pull it to your hip, press your elbow to the ceiling. It doesn't come further than your hip, so it starts at your hip. My thumb is directly forward for neutral grip. Kick back, stop at my hip. Kick back, stop at my hip. Press your pinky as high to the ceiling as you can. 30 seconds, and then switch arms. So you have your rope tricep pull down, you have your plank walk up with a tricep push up, and you have your neutral grip tricep kickback. 3 rounds, and then you move on to biceps. So we need both handles on a cable all the way at the bottom. Number 1, we've done this before, but it's been a while. Grab both handles, tuck your armpits, tuck your elbows, squeeze your armpits, cross biceps. Your elbows don't leave from under your shoulders here either. Really tough to isolate, the heavier you go. If you can't isolate, if your elbows are moving everywhere, your weight's way too heavy. That's number 1. Number 2 is an iso alternating low cable hammer curl. So we're grabbing these 2 handles, red and yellow. I think we might have done this recently, last month maybe. Here, pull to the top for iso, alternate that and hammer curl movement with your thumbs pointing up. So pull both handles up and alternate. And your last one is a 1-armed low cable. Tuck your elbow and curl. Not straight on, just kind of a natural curl movement. It's at a slight angle outward. Your elbow doesn't leave your rib cage. Switch, same cable or the other side. Stand tall, curl. We're not moving our body to lift. Standing crossbody cable curl, they can alternate the hand that goes in the front. That's what I like to do. Iso, alternating low cable hammer curl. And then the 1-arm cable curl, keep that elbow tucked, shoulders nice and square. 3 rounds. Shoulders. So we have a TRX. I guess I'll lift these up. No, I'll use these. High W pull. So grab your TRX straps. Lift to a W. All right? I don't know if you can see me. Your hands go to that W and back down. This one is not super easy. Control, no hand rotation. My knuckles always point the ceiling. Lift your hips and squeeze your butt. Exercise number 2 is an iso 2-arm wide cable row. Both cables stay down. It's going to be a little bit low to high, so you're hitting your rear delts. Pull both back and row. Knuckles up to thumbs up rotation and row. And the 3rd one, your feet are against the black part. You're grabbing onto the bar with the numbers. The handle starts across your hips. Using the opposite hand, you are lifting towards the turf to shoulder height. So, from this side so you can see a little bit better, I want you to lean out to increase the range of motion. So, pretend like I'm going that direction so you can see my body across and lift. Shoulder height, back down. Each side. So you have your TRX high pull, you have your iso alternating wide row, and then you have the leaning one arm lateral raise. 3 rounds. Okay. Let's see here. We need our Smith bar. We need our rope. Alright. Number 1, we have 4 moves as a circuit for 2 rounds. Normal squat stance. 3, 2, 1, stand. 3, 2, 1, stand. The tempo is important. We rope goblet squat all day long. Add a tempo. Keep those muscles under tension and pop up. Make it a little bit more challenging. Number 2 is a hamstring slider curl. So I'm going to tilt this down a little bit for this. Okay, so we put our feet on the sliders. Your feet stay hip distance. Lift your to a bridge.
Please call the front desk. Thank you.
Slide out and slide in. Keeping your hips lifted and square. Exhale in. If you need a modification, slide out, drop your hips, slide in. Out, drop your hips, slide in. Exercise number 3. Grab the rope, pull your shoulder blades down and back. Whoop. Probably would help if I lifted this back up. Shoulders down and back, lateral lunge, lateral lunge. Alternating, just like so. And the 4th one is a Smith bar deadlift. We're going to go sumo stance. So we're going to go wider, focus on different muscle groups. Your hands can be a little bit wider as well, wider than your shoulders. Push your butt back, snap and squeeze your glutes. Same movement pattern, different stance. So you have your rope goblet squat, 3 to 1 tempo, you have your hamstring slider curls, and you have your low rope lateral lunge. And your Smith bar sumo deadlift. Okay, that's lower body, 2 rounds. Deadlift. Now we have tris, thighs, and shoulders. We're going to do supersets, but for the same muscle group, so I don't know. Guess it's not really superset. 2 exercises for tris, 2 rounds, 2 exercises for bis, 2 rounds, and 2 exercises for shoulders for 2 rounds. Supinated, okay, so let me see what I need here. Rope overhead extension, so I need the rope at the top. All right. So, number 1, supinated lat bar tricep pull down. So, we did a push down last time. So, our palms face us, pull down your shoulders to your hips. I guess I'll face you this way. They're going to face the rig. My knuckles are facing you, so palms face their shoulders, start at your chest, press down, and release. Press down. Your hands have to be wider than your hips, so you can press as far down and dig into your triceps as you can. Stand nice and tall and tuck your elbows. Exercise number 2 is an overhead extension. Elbows point to the front, pull straight out. Don't let your elbows move up and down. Okay, so none of that. 2 rounds. Then, exercise number 2, or number 3 and 4. We did this last month. Lay down, put your feet on the footrest, dig your elbows and triceps into the floor, and bicep curl. And then the 4, which is the second exercise in that circuit. Put a band down to the bottom loop with the straight bar. We've done this so you know how to set it up. The bands go right in the middle of the bar. Knuckles up. And bicep curl for that reverse curl. So you have the supine bicep curls, both arms, and then you have the band reverse curl with the straight bar. Twice. And then our last one. So we're going to go low, so lower hip. or no handles. Whatever you want to do. I think I put on the paper no handles. But depending how you rotate your hand, so if you grab the ball and you're like this, it's going to be a little different than if you just hold the handles. It's a little more isolated. But however you want to coach it, I don't care. The balls are a little bit easier. Shoulders down and back. Cross your hands in an X. And come slightly up at an angle. That's why I have the cables mid to high. All right? Mid to high. That makes sense. So then you have the half kneeling band overhead press out. So then you're going to have a band at the bottom. You're going to go half kneeling, and you're pressing out at an angle. So my biceps are by my ears. Exhale, press out. I'm not straight out like a chest press, and it's not an overhead press. Elbows and biceps go towards your ears, okay? So I always say aim towards where the wall meets the ceiling. So you have those two, and that finishes out tries, thighs, and shoulders. AMRAP. Low cable curl to press. We're familiar with that with the TRX straps, but we've not done it with this. So low cables, palm up, palm back, curl and press, switch, curl and press. Okay? So you grab both handles, knuckle up, palm up, curl, press, rotate, curl, press. Okay? 10 of those. Palm plank, shoulder tap. Hop into a palm plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. And then reverse band circles. 15. Stand on it. Knuckles to the ceiling. And reverse. 15 times. And core. All right, let's see. So we need a rope. I was going to lower the camera, but for this one I will hold it here. 5 moves. Number 1, inside knee is down. Start at your hip. Exhale as you press to the ceiling without rotating your body. Okay? So you're here. Exhale up. 30 seconds one side. Then we have our leg lower to hip lift. I feel like we haven't done this in a while. Wherever your hands need to be, leg lower, hip lift. Only lower your legs until your back comes off the floor. Some people may need to tap and hip lift. That's cool as well. Then you're doing the other side. The other knee goes down, inside hip to the outside. Then we have a C crunch. So we're down. Our knees stay over your hips, not way back here. Knees over hips, toes to nose. They can go slower, big reps, or they can do little pulses. I think. Or, I think it's like this. It's this one. Knees start on toes. Lift, knees to hips, and back down. Knees to hips, shoulder blades up, and back down. That's what it is. I don't have my paper. And then your last one is an elbow plank to knee tap. You're familiar with this. We do this one all month. Elbow plank. Alternate your knee taps. Okay? Rope lift. Half kneeling, leg lower to hip lift. Other side for the rope lift. C crunch, and your elbow plank with your knee tap. And that finishes your workout.